Good evening, good afternoon from wherever you hail from. Today, I'm Dustin Owens, one of your co hosts of the K12 Esports League, as well as tonight for a special Marvel Rivals matchup. We have Marvel Rivals going on our Twitch stream as well as tonight. So, we're kind of doing some double feature action tonight to give you as many teams as possible this season. With me is Robbie Menegdeg, the program manager for the K12 Esports League. Robbie, how are we doing today?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. I hope everyone else is doing amazing as well, having a good Tuesday. As Dustin mentioned, this is a special stream for us, as we do have the Loyola University of New Orleans streaming our featured matchup of the week on Twitch, which is, I believe, Tiva versus shoot, is it escaping me? Help me out here, Dustin.
It's
On Twitch, we have Tiva versus.
Tiva Team 2 versus MVCA on Twitch.
That's right. That's right. So we have that matchup going on over on our Twitch channel right now, and we wanted to bring up this YouTube Live, as Dustin mentioned, again, just to give a little bit more love to some of our teams, right? We have the opportunity to stream an extra match tonight, and so that is what we are doing. For us, we'll have IAVA, the IAVA Hawks versus the OHVA Cardinals. Both matchups going to be super, super awesome to watch for sure. So, you know, if you're a fan of the K12 Esports League, I would pull up both streams, do the dual view on that if you're on PC. But we do have, like I said, OHVA versus IAVA over here, and Tiva versus MVCA over on the Twitch channel. So, an action-packed night for us over here. A couple disclaimers: we are on a little bit of a delay here today, for sure, for Marvel Rivals, as well as Dustin and I are not as well versed in Marvel Rivals as our friends over at Loyola University, so we're going to do our best. Dustin actually is much more knowledgeable than I am, so I'm here in the supporting role. Dustin's going to carry me through this broadcast here. But without further ado, I believe that we are in picks and bans as far as heroes, so I think we're going to send it over there, and we'll get into this matchup for today.
For sure. And so we're not seeing a whole lot in terms of the picks and bans. Presumably, each of the teams aren't super particular with who they're going to be playing tonight. And this could be purely, strategy and everything like that too.
You'll need a top-notch
Maybe not
team
as
to win
familiar
this
with a
one.
couple things, but it looks like we are going to get at least a Wolverine ban. And then we are going to get the locks with the Penny as well as Spider-Man. Coming from IAVA, we have Pixelman, Gwen, Lin Jam, Alex Red, and Eldis Mon. And then from the OVA side, we have Bun Bun, Stephen Grant, Avatar, Grim, Luminous, and Hunter. With this, IVA is actually down one person, so we were notified that they're only going to have the 5 players playing this evening. So that will pose a little bit of an off balance with
30
this
seconds
matchup,
before you attack.
but
Get ready.
it is possible with 5. Just a little bit trickier considering you have that one extra person from the other team.
Mooney. I don't need protecting.
Well, the Dustin here is being very, very nice. It unfortunately, in my opinion, is definitely a disadvantage. It's not impossible, right? But having that extra man on the map, or extra player on the map, definitely helps a whole lot. So IAVA definitely in a stickier situation than OHVA, but we'll just have to see how it all does play out. I do know that both these teams, there are some newer players to the Marvel Rivals scene and competitive scene, so it's going to be very interesting to watch this matchup play out. And we will start with OHVA on defense, already holding the IAVA squad to their spawn point. We will see 5 eliminations already come out from OHVA as well. On board here with Bun Bun from OHVA on this Iron Man, able to just stay in the air and rain damage down from above.
Way to go.
Yeah, this, like, obviously we're already saying it is going to be tricky for IAVA to kind of initiate to be able to come out of this spawn point, given the fact that they're not only a man down, but with this Iron Man combo and the Angela combo and everything like that. Having that air piece is huge because they can really kind of just truly stay back, at least the Iron Man can, and just almost blast those spawn points. We are going to see Aldous Mon come out, trying to get at least this shield to get in front of his players and everything. They're going to have to try to push point. They're going a little over to the left, but it is going to be tricky because Ova is so all over this point at the moment. That it's just really hard for them to be able to get over there to kind of gain control.
Judge, jury,
Absolutely, and this is always a difficult thing, getting out of the kind of first choke point when you are on attack. The defense always gets a great opportunity to just kind of line up or get set up, excuse me, before the round actually starts, right? And so we see OHVA right now with the crazy good setup for themselves. Look at Thunder's reticle. Fun choice with that one. But with all of that being said, we what I would love to see from IVA, and it's actually finally coming out at this moment, is some team pushes, right? For the very start of this, I'd say the first minute or so, IVA really was just pushing out one at a time as they came off spawn, but this being such a team-heavy game, and the team play being so important, you really do have to come out, especially as a man down, as a full squad, and try and do what you can all together to make a play happen.
Yeah, they'll definitely have to try to play together. It looks like what they're trying to do is, by getting out of spawn, they're maybe trying to come around and do a little bit of a flank. It's being hard. They have this Venom actually on flank that's going to do probably a little bit of damage, but the ult is not enough to really take anybody down. They are going to get the Moon Knight pick there, which could be a solid start. And it looks like we have Spider-Man's going to have to go out a little bit and get shielded up and helped up, as well as Angela. But they're going to be able to come back in. We're going to see Aya coming out, able to get one pick, possibly another here. It looks like the Invis is going to counter that, though, to be able to keep their team alive, and they're going to get Strange knocked out.
I've got you covered.
It looks like they're
We'll
going to
see pretty close to a team wipe here for IVA from OHVA. The Venom's surviving so long. Venom's so tanky in this game. And now on the flank with all of their teammates up as well, this could be IVA's opportunity. Moon Knight does have their ult online as well. Would love to see them use it. They do drop, unfortunately, before it does come out. Mantis will use their ult, though, able to stay alive for just a little bit longer. But this OHVA squad, a strong hold here to start off this series here today.
You have Moon Knight coming out with his ult as well as the other ult. Not able to find anybody there at the last second. Again, really just kind of hard to push out. But if you're going to push out with only 5, you really got to make sure that you're coupled together with some solid defenses and everything to be able to kind of get them out. They did have some good plays there at the end, though, with the Venom kind of trying to come around and do that flank. He's probably going to be the best character in this particular situation to be able to do that, because he has the overshield ability. When he drops low, he pretty much gains the majority of that back just with the overshield alone, giving him that survivability piece. But I based off of what we saw in the first round, I'm curious to see how quickly Ova is going to be able to kind of turn this around and kind of get, because all they have to do is take control at this point, and then this particular round is over.
And very interesting. Oh, never mind. We do see the Jeff come out. I was gonna call out a moment before the Jeff came out. There was only one healer for the side of OHVA, but 2 healers now. And again, you know, being that man down, unfortunately, it gets a little bit more difficult, or a lot more difficult, as far as team comps, right? Typically, at least what I think I know, and from what I see, you know, you usually want at least like 2 to 3 healers, and then some damage dealers, and of course the support, the tanks as well. With being a man down, it's hard to get that full team comp, team setup, but IVA on
score,
the spawn point here now, and we will see a
1-0.
touch come out very, very quickly from OHVA, ending that round. I guess all they had to do was get a touch on the convoy there to finish this one out, Dustin.
Yeah, they were definitely coupled up there at the spawn point, which kind of allowed Ova to kind of come sneak around from the backside and just to be able to kind of capture that point for just a moment, to be able to fully take this round. But with what you were saying in terms of comp and everything like that, we obviously see two tanks here. We see two duelists here for the IVA side. Ideally, in a situation like this, you would want 2-2-2, so that way you have two strategists for the heals. You have two of your damage pieces and then two of your tanks. Obviously from the OVA side, or OVA side, we're seeing four duelists come out here. I think they knew, kind of what they had going for them in this particular round and everything. So not much to worry about there. But ideally, you would at least have 2-2-2. In some cases, you could have at least one tank and 3 DPS. Definitely gives a little bit of pressure for that one particular tank, depending on how competitive it is. And in previous seasons, we've actually seen 3 tanks and 3 healers be very, very strong too, depending on the map and the other side of the playing field as to what they're actually playing with.
At the And we are just gonna be awaiting for the next map to start at this moment. But Dustin, really quick, talk to me about what you saw from both OHVA and IVA. I think standouts for me were the Iron Man from OHVA and then the Venom from IVA.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Iron Man was definitely doing some really good damage within that piece. Angela also holding down that fort, being able to kind of swoop in and out, use some of the ground kit that they have to be able to kind of get some additional damage in there. The Venom having a good strategy again, like with that flank piece, being more of that dive tank that has that survivability. They're using it to their advantage even. Magic actually making some good progress as well from the IVA team. Trying to get a hit on that Punisher and everything, just ended up being double teamed there at the last second, not quite able to get that pick off. And then, of course, we've seen multiple Moon Knights and stuff like that throughout this season. They can be a really annoying damage type character, based on his kit and the onks that he can throw and everything. So a lot of good things coming out there. The ult from Doctor Strange was really good too. They was able to get at least the two picks there, or the one pick, but the
Almost
invis
got the
follow
second.
up.
Yeah.
Yep. The invis follow up made sure that they weren't able to fully get that second pick. So a lot of good trade offs back and forth. I think the elements and everything are there. I think the biggest piece is missing that extra player.
100%. But we're gonna let these teams get all set up for this next match, and I think we'll be back with the gameplay.
Stay tuned. All right, and we are quickly back with the round 2 piece coming in for this Iva versus Ova matchup. In the spirit of some really cool sportsmanship, and I handed out to the coaches and the players for doing this on their own, but Ova has actually agreed to play one player down, so that way it makes it a little bit more of an even playing field going into round 2, which I'm super excited to see. With that being said, we have our picks and bands coming out. Looks like we're actually going to have a full set this time. We're going to have the Spider-Man, the Iron Man, Scarlet Witch, and the Phoenix band. And now we're actually going to see, which is actually a huge
You'll need a
ban
top-notch
against
team
the
to win
Iva
this
team
one.
because they do have a Lord status for this Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards character. But we are going to see some locks with Black Panther, Invisible Woman, Cloak and Dagger, and the Doctor Strange that we've seen in the first round.
Yeah, super big band coming out at the very last second on that Mr. Fantastic. But I know Dustin already said it. I just want to reiterate. Shout out to OHVA for both coaches, both teams for being down for this. Did this on their own to just make the match a little bit more fair, dropping down one player. So we have a straight 5v5 for this game number 2 in this best of 3 series. So
My time to shine.
shout out everybody in this lobby at the moment, for real. But with all that being said, here we go. It looks like we do have OHVA once again starting out on defense, and this is convergence this time. So the teams will have to, the attacking team will have to capture a point to unlock the convoy and then walk the convoy to the end point, and that is the ultimate goal here for this map
You
number
have to
2.
stop them from securing the
And I just
mission
want to
area.
note, obviously, with the differences now, or the similarities with the 5v5, you see the comp differences between each of these two teams. Iva kind of coming back in with this 2 tanks, 2 duelists, and then 1 strategist. Whereas on the Ova side, we're going to see 1 tank with 2 duelists, and then actually 2 healers, 2 strategists. So definitely going to be a difference in terms of the heals coming into this matchup. Ova's going to have that piece of it. However, if Iva is able to take out the healers in this game, it'll make everything quite a bit easier going into the Ova territory. It looks like we're going to see Strange get picked to the air finally.
Doctor Strange is gone?
This
How?
choke point can be really hard to manage starting out, but you can gain momentum pretty quickly. Angela trying to come around into this point.
Blessed blaze!
Yeah, and just to talk on the team comps, right? The focus here for OHVA, I'm sure, is to keep their tank alive to the best of their ability. And so if somehow, some way, IVA can actually burn down the Hulk for OHVA, it actually opens up a whole lot for them as far as just being able to do damage all the way across the map. But
You owe me one.
as we're coming in here, IVA just continuing to battle to get to this point. We do see Label Star Wars on this Hulk sitting on the point right now, just waiting for this this team to rotate into them, doing some damage now. Is Label Star Wars on this Hulk here, and we will see Alex drop as well on the off screen here. But IVA fighting for this point as best they can. They still have 3 players here. 2 are going to be rotating in, but it looks like OHVA will hold strong on this one. I would love to see Alex try and rotate back on this Star-Lord. Unfortunately, will get picked. Would now love to see Pixelman kind of just wait for their team, wait for the reinforcements, and start with a full team push.
The one thing I could say, especially with this Angela, they could potentially have an opportunity because she can really dive in and out and kind of get out of places really quickly because of the speed of her flight. But one thing I have noticed a little bit with this particular character is that they've been using their ground game a lot, which as a tank, overall, got more health. Not as much damage though on while she's not in the air. She actually does quite a bit more damage with her evoke ability. She is going to try to pull out her ult there on Hulk and unfortunately get taken very quickly.
Wow, 4 in a row.
Shadow Avatar on the Winter Soldier, really showing off the entire kit for Winter Soldier. Pulled off a couple of great combos there while we were spectating them, so that was great to see. But IVA now in a better position at the moment with Star-Lord's ult coming out.
Get ready.
Able to get one pick and actually push pretty deep now, getting closer to the point here. Still very healthy is the full team as well, so in a good situation. And they will actually drop Avatar on the Winter Soldier as well, so this is IVA's opportunity here with only 30 seconds left on the clock as well. They really need this right now.
Yeah, and we are actually going to see the ult come out from Iva, which I would say is a really good ult. Looks like Ova is actually going to counter ult with the Invisible Woman, and then we're also going to have Hulk coming in and smashing. Trying to keep that, and we're actually going to have Winter Soldier use their ult.
Yeah, it's ult city right now. Unfortunately, will get taken down.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
And OHBA able to hold strong there. One final opportunity here for IVA on this overtime, but with 2 players make that 3 players dropping, that will do it for this round. Talk to me though, Dustin. I liked a lot. Obviously, OHBA did win the round, so shout out to them. But I liked a lot of what I saw from IAVA, who I know is is a newer team for sure. I'm not so well versed on the OHBA guys and their squad over there. But talk to me about IAVA a little bit, and then we'll talk about OHBA.
They definitely have some good material to work with. They have the players in terms of like the hero picks and everything. Set in stone, I think, and it looks like what we're going to see actually coming into this round is they're actually going to try the 2 healer concept, which I think is going to actually bode really well for them. I think because Ova, even though they only have the 5, because they have the 2 healers and everything, that's making a huge difference in being able to actually take each of them down. They're able to get 1 pick here and there, which is a good start. But it's not enough with those healers and everything coming in. So they have the right ideas. They have a good balance, I think, now, especially going into round 2. It looks like they're going to go with the 2 tanks, the 2 strategists, and then doing 1 damage. If Penny can actually get behind a little bit and kind of do some flanking and get like really set up, then they actually could be. Or that's right, they're on defense speed. But if they can get set up in a good position to where their nests and stuff like that with this rocket team up, it could actually bode really well for them.
And an interesting strat coming out here from IAVA, opting to just really set up around the point instead of a closer chokehold to the spawn point for OHVA. So we'll see how it does fare for them. Are they able to hold this point strong? OHVA will only need to really cap the point, and that will give them the round victory here on this map. And actually take the series well. They are on series point at the moment.
We are going to see Doctor Strange from Iva go down. Penny's still holding strong at the moment, but it looks like OHVA is going to be able to cap that point, collecting round 2 and ending this matchup for tonight.
All right, now talk to me. We just talked about IAVA a little bit. Talk to me about OHVA.
OHVA, I could just tell coming into this match, at least, obviously with the 6, but even coming down to the 5, just kind of a force to be reckoned with. They know what they're doing in terms of these strategists and everything, having them on point to be able to get those heals and everything in. Having a good tank like a Hulk that can be a little tricky to deal with, a little bit more well-rounded of a tank, because Hulk is actually a harder character to main as a tank, but used in the correct hands can be really efficient, not losing really any health or anything like that too, and having a little bit of extra durability there. But you can kind of see coming out on this with Winter Soldier and Black Panther even, having some of those bigger damage points and everything like that for the team, kind of taking the fight to them, even on the defensive, as well as like the offensive when they were on attack. But again, kudos to IVA. I know it's not easy to fight a man down necessarily. I would definitely, like, if I can even recommend anything as a person who's even played Penny, for instance, making sure that when like the nests and everything like that are set up, the biggest thing is if they're overly exposed, they can get destroyed really, really easily. So kind of tucking them away into a corner to where that nest can stream out, and then utilizing the webs and the mines in place to be able to effectively get can really, really secure chokeholds. They had a good idea with holding their defenses on the point. There's no absolutely nothing wrong with that. I would actually do the same thing as a penny. I would probably just set the nests up a little differently, given the fact that they had this rocket and penny duo that actually gives her an extra nest and provides rocket with mines coming out of his particular regenerative spot. Can do a lot of different defense wise, and so they had the right idea. Just wasn't quite able to hold it against the beefiness of this OVA offensive. But kudos to both teams tonight for again showing good sportsmanship, being on stream tonight, and really trying their best.
Absolutely. And before we come back to cameras for us, I just want to point out one thing. Shout out Avatar on the Winter Soldier with 50% accuracy. That is insane, actually. That's amazing. So shout out you, Avatar. I know the MVP did go to Hunter for that game, but you are my MVP of that one. So yeah, 50%. That's nuts for a character that actually shoots projectiles. So amazing gameplay coming out of Avatar there. And as Dustin mentioned, shout out to both teams, both OHVA and IAVA. We are done with week 6 for Marvel Rivals officially after the end of tonight, which is wild to say. Ending week 6 also means that the fall regular season is done, which is also wild to say. With that being said, for IAVA here specifically, because we had them on stream, right? They have a lot of time between now and the winter season starting. I say a lot of time, but it'll be here before we know it, to continue working on their teamwork